Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, pro wrestling fans from all over the world of all shapes and sizes. Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, wanted to get on here and finally give my review of TNA Sacrifice 2024. I got a chance to eventually watch it while I was in Atlanta in my hotel room. So, wanted to get on here and give my review of that. So, TNA Sacrifice 2024. This took place, Friday evening, March 8th. This was at the St. Clair College in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Yeah, Windsor, Ontario, Canada. So, let me pull my notes up here. Okay. So, there were two pre-show matches, countdown to sacrifice matches. So, let's go ahead and get started with them. Actually, starting off with a championship match. Check it out. Okay, to open up the pre-show of TNA Sacrifice, they had the TNA Digital Media Championship on the line. As the champion, Crazzy Steve defended against Joe Hendry. Now, of course, Joe Hendry started off getting on the mic and pretty much doing the slideshow, making fun of Crazzy Steve. And it looked like for a bit in this match that Joe Hendry had the upper hand, and it looked like there was a chance that he could regain this title back. Of course, you know, he was the longest reigning digital media champion. But AJ Francis, who was on special guest commentary for this match, ended up interfering and messing things up for Joe Hendry. Crazzy Steve was able to take advantage, hitting him with the Adonis Kiss, and then covering him for the 1-2-3, and Crazzy Steve retains the Digital Media Championship. And it looks like this is going to lead to a singles match between Joe Hendry and AJ Francis this coming week on TNA Impact. So, got that to look forward to. Should be interesting. Alrighty. Let's go on to our next match. Final match of the pre-show. And this came down to a tag team match. This was actually a run back. They ran this one back. As we had the Rascalz of Trey, Miguel, Zachary, Wentz taking on Speedball Mountain of Speedball Mike Bailey and Trent 7. And of course, the last time these two teams faced each other, the Rascalz were able to get the victory. And even with this back and forth battle between these two teams, Speedball Mountain was able to get revenge and avenge their loss to them. Finish was actually a pretty cool finishing combo. Speedball Mountain hit Zachary Wentz with a spin kick dragon suplex combo. And Speedball pins Zachary Wentz for the 1-2-3. And Speedball Mountain successfully get their revenge over the Rascalz. They were originally expecting for Steve Maclin to be in their corner, but wasn't the case. It is what it is, but Speedball Mountain on top to close out the pre-show for TNA Sacrifice. Now, let's see. Hold on one second. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started on the main card for TNA Sacrifice. Here we go. Okay, we started off with a special singles match. We had Nemeth versus Steve Maclin. This was actually a very solid match to open up the main card of TNA Sacrifice. I mean, these two went back and forth, even traded each other's finishers in this match. And I tell you, it really could have gone any other way. It could have gone either way. But a solid way to open up the main card of Sacrifice between these two. And I truly believe that it's not over between these two. I expect a run back between these two. But Nemeth was able to hit the final nail in the coffin as he was able to hit Steve Maclin with a danger zone and pinned him for the 1-2-3. Nemeth on top with the victory over Steve Maclin. A very hard-fought victory. Very hard-fought victory. Okay, next up, we had our first title match of the main card, and it was very solid. It was a solid match. All right, we had the TNA World Tag Team Championships on the line. As the champions, the ABC, Ace Austin, Chris Bay, taking on the Systems, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers. These two teams have been kind of going back and forth recently. But the System with the title shot here at Sacrifice. And while it was a very intense match between both teams, very, very solid, Alicia Edwards would end up being the deciding factor, pretty much, for this match, as she played the key role of interference, which eventually was able to single out Ace Austin, and then all it took was a roster cut Boston Knee Party combo from Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers. Eddie pins Ace Austin for the 1-2-3. And we have our first title change of Sacrifice as Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers become your new TNA World Tag Team Champions. It's a bummer because, I mean, I like the ABC. ABC is a great tag team. But, you know, they've had a legendary run. So, I mean, I figured it was only a matter of time before they finally got dethroned. I just wished it would have been a different team other than the System. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But it was a solid match, though. A solid match overall. Okay. All right, let's go to our next match. All right, we had ourselves a no disqualification match between PCO and Khan. Now, I will say this. I'm not going to say it was a spectacular or a phenomenal match or anything like that, but at least this match was better than the last match these two had against each other. Hands down better. So at least I was happy about that. They battled each other inside the ring, outside the ring. Just a lot of mayhem between these two. And thankfully, the match ended up actually finishing inside the ring. But PCO was able to get the win, hitting a PCO salt on Khan, on a bed of chairs, by the way. It was on a bed of chairs. But PCO, your winner. And like I said, I was at least happy that this match was a gajillion times better than the last time they faced against each other. So, was very happy about that. Okay, before we get into the 5 remaining matches, here's a quick word on the sponsor of this video, Game Beauty. Check them out. As you continue to enjoy content here at Blitzball Champ Gaming, be sure you take a moment to check out Game Beauty. Beauty inspired by gaming. Game Beauty brings to you video game related makeup and cosmetic products. You have products such as eyeshadow palettes, elemental pearl highlighters, eyeshadow brushes, liquid eyeliner pens by Akidiris, and even non-makeup products like graphic tees. They even have special collaboration makeup kits, such as this Persona 5 Heatwave Brush Single, Metaverse Bundle, and even a Phantom Thieves Limited Edition Makeup Collection. Also remember that Game Beauty provides international shipping of $60 or more. And if you use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps, you can get 10% off of your order. So be sure to use that to your advantage. Now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Enjoy, and thank you. Alrighty, let's continue on with the rest of the TNA Sacrifice 2024 card. How about another title match? Okay. The Knockouts in action, as the Knockouts World Tag Team titles were on the line, as the champs, MK Ultra of Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich, take on the challenging team of Spitfire, made up of Dani Luna and Jody Threat. By the way, I like their tag team name, Spitfire. It fits. Definitely fits. I didn't even find out that that was their tag team name until I saw this event. So, hey, I definitely was digging it. Decent match between both teams. Wish it could have been a little longer. I mean, I would really love to see a long Knockouts tag title match for once in a while. But this match was all right. But the finish was shocking. I did not expect this finish, as Jody Threat was able to pin Killer Kelly with a schoolgirl for the 1-2-3, and the other set of tag titles, the Knockout tag titles, change hands as Spitfire, Dani Luna, and Jody Threat are your new Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. And then, after the match, Masha Slamovich shoved Killer Kelly to the ring apron. So, do we have some dissension already in MK Ultra? Now former 2-time Knockout Tag Champs? It's kind of a bummer. But, yeah, was very shocked at the finish. And already, because it wasn't that long ago that MK Ultra won the tag titles back from Decay. So, and now Spitfire has them. Just hot potato titles. It is what it is. But it looks like they at least have another established tag team in Dani Luna and Jody Threat. So, I mean, I guess that's a positive. Okay. Let's move on to the next match. Okay, we had the run back. The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander versus Hammerstone, Part 2. This was a good match, but I still think their first meeting was better. I think their first meeting was a lot better. But this was still a solid match between these two. And I think quite a nice rivalry has been established between Hammerstone and Josh Alexander. But this time, Hammerstone was able to even up the score between them, as even though he took advantage of a distracted ref, giving the Walking Weapon a low blow, and then hitting him with the Nightmare Pendulum for the 1-2-3. Hammerstone with your victory, and pretty much is now established as a heel in TNA. But, like I said, I don't think it's over between him and Josh Alexander. So I'm looking forward to see how this rivalry shapes up going forward. But score's 1-1. So see how things go from there. Okay. Let's keep it going. Next match. Okay, we had ourselves a trios match, but wanted to make one slight change. So, this was originally Time Machine of Chris Sabin, Kushida, and Kevin Knight versus Mustafa Ali and the Good Hands. But this got altered, and this became Time Machine of Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Kushida taking on Mustafa Ali, and instead of the Good Hands, it became the Grizzled Young Vets, James Drake and Zack Gibson. So just a FYI there. The match was great. The match was awesome. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Time Machine. I recently just ordered a Time Machine shirt. The new one. The newest TNA Time Machine shirt. So looking forward to when I get that and rocking that. But this was a solid match between both teams. Really went back and forth. There was a little bit of misfire and miscommunication on Time Machine. But when it was all said and done, Mustafa Ali gets the pin on Alex Shelley after, Grizzled Young Veterans hit Grit Your Teeth on Shelley. Then Ali finished him off with a 450 splash, pinning him for the 1-2-3. So, Mustafa Ali and the Grizzled Young Vets defeat Time Machine. And, oh man, I got a feeling that it looks like there might be some dissension in Time Machine between Kushida and Alex Shelley. I really hope they don't disband. I really hope they don't. Because I still want to be able to view my dream of Time Machine as trios champions of some sort. You know, probably, New Japan Pro Wrestling with the never openweight 6-man tag titles. Just somewhere. But a man can dream, right? Alrighty. Let's keep it going. Back to the ladies, shall we? Alrighty, we had a triple threat match for the Knockouts World Championship. And, of course, in attendance to watch this match was Ashley Shabrara, I think I said that name correct. But Ash of Elegance was in attendance, her and her butler that kept giving her champagne. Champion, Jordynne Grace, defending against Tasha Steelz and Xia Brookside. This was a great match. I really enjoyed all three of these knockouts. I've met all three of these knockouts. Definitely a very enjoyable match. Tasha Steelz got busted open in this match. You know, it just looked kind of nasty. She got busted open. Xia Brookside got champagne spilled all over Ash by Elegance. She flipped out and ended up leaving with her butler. I honestly thought Ash was going to interfere and kind of like make Xia Brookside pay for it. But, you know, that didn't necessarily happen. But yeah. But when it was all said and done, also a very cool spot. That giant swing spot with Jordynne Grace holding both Tasha Steelz and Xia Brookside. That was a very impressive spot. But other than that, Jordynne Grace was able to pin Xia Brookside with the Juggernaut Driver for the 1-2-3 and retain the TNA Knockouts World Championship. So Jordynne Grace still on top, still very dominant. But I would think at some point Ash by Elegance is going to stake her claim and put herself in the title picture. Perhaps. But we'll see. Okay, then the main event of TNA Sacrifice came down to this here. The TNA World Championship on the line. As the champion, the System's Moose defended against Eric Young, wrestling in his home country of Canada. Pretty solid match. Hard-hitting match from both wrestlers. Eric Young put up a great fight. Definitely had the crowd on his side. And definitely hung in there. Especially against the likes of Moose and against the likes of the rest of the System. And, of course, there were shenanigans. There was definitely interference. Not surprised. Not surprised at all. They were going to do all that they could to make sure Moose retained that championship. Especially considering Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards just won gold earlier. But despite all the efforts from Eric Young, the shenanigans were just too much. And Moose was able to send Eric Young flying with a spear. Pinned him for the 1-2-3. And Moose, still your TNA World Champion. So, Eric Young losing in his home country. Not surprised. I honestly didn't think he was going to win. But right now, the system is hot right now. Everybody has gold. Well, with the exception of Alicia Edwards. But Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, Moose, they all have gold. So, right now, they're looking pretty strong. Looking pretty strong. Okay, so that's it for TNA Sacrifice. So the next big upcoming shows. So, as a matter of fact, we got TNA Rebellion, which that's pay-per-view. That's on April 20th. So we got that. They just announced TNA Under Siege for Friday, May 3rd. Here, let me backtrack. TNA Wrestling Rebellion will be in Las Vegas at the Palms Casino Resort. And then Under Siege will be at the Washington Avenue Armory in Albany, New York. Oh, so it's going to be in New York for Under Siege. That's May 3rd. That's the next two big shows that they have so far for TNA. So Rebellion in April, Under Siege in May. So should be good. Should be good. But anyway, that'll do it for this review of TNA Sacrifice 2024. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Don't forget to check out the link in the description for Game Beauty. And let me know what y'all thought about TNA Sacrifice 2024. What'd you think of the card? What'd you think of the matches? What do you think of the two title changes? Both tag titles changed hands. Let me know how y'all felt about that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. For another Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the 2. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope y'all have a blessed week, and I will see y'all in the next video and or live stream. Later.